Hey, my name is James Wallman. I'm a wellbeing researcher. I'm the author of 2 books on how to spend money and how to spend time in order to be happier and more successful. They're called Stuffication and Time and How to Spend It. And like you, I'm worried about the mental health in our society, especially at this time of coronavirus, as we move from lockdown to, easing the restrictions and new normal. It's going to be tough for people. And I saw a statistic today: 1 in 4 people will suffer from mental illness over any year in the UK, and that to me, to an extent we all get ill, but the important thing is A, to not be ashamed of any kind of mental health problems we have, and B, see what we can do to help. And I just thought that maybe I can use some of the stuff that I've learned to put this into some simple videos where you can learn a tip, a trick, a ritual, a system, a habit that you can take on board, make yours, and therefore increase your happiness and reduce your risk of having mental health issues. So simple trick for today. In fact, I'm going to sort of play with it a little bit, but really simple thing is that I'm going to talk about relationships, because relationships are incredibly important for happiness. They're a core part of the 7 rule structure that I've set up in Time and How to Spend It. Stories, STORIES, and the R is for relationships. Relationships make us happy. When we're lonely, we are 29% more likely to no longer be alive when the researchers come back to check in on us within the next 7 years. Relationships, according to the study conducted since 1939 at Harvard, shows that if you want to figure out how happy, healthy and how long someone's going to live, you don't need to worry so much about how much they smoke and how much exercise they get and what they eat. The most important indicator, the clearest indicator of a long, happy, healthy life is relationships. A simple, first, obvious trick, the thing to do, I'd love you to do this week, is take advantage of the easing of our restrictions and see a friend or a family member, and keep your 2 meters social distance, but see somebody in the flesh. The difference from seeing somebody on a Zoom call or talking to them or a message in some way versus seeing them in person is immense. We are a deeply social species. There's this guy called John Cassiopo who figured out that saying you're lonely is the same as saying you're thirsty or you're hungry. It's simply a statement of something that you need. And I saw my dad at the weekend. I haven't seen him for 7 weeks. It's silly because I've Zoomed with him, we talk regularly, and I saw him, we walked our dogs, we kept a distance, but seeing him in person was really nice. And I've done that with a couple of friends. I've cycled, and also my brother. I've talked to these people, but seeing them just from I stand at the gate next to the road and they stand at their front door, keeping a distance, but there's something really meaningful to it. So take advantage of the fact that we can now see people physically. I think it's really important. Okay. And the sort of second tip, or that one sort of squared, if you like, is what I'd love you to do after this call, after you've watched this, is pick up your diary, pick a date, a few months hence, maybe in August, maybe September, maybe July, if you're, and pick a Saturday or a Sunday, and then put a date in to meet up with a friend of yours, or someone who's important to you, and then contact them and say, can you make it, and set a date, make a booking. And the magic of this is anticipation is free happiness. So if you set this up, let's say dinner with a friend in September, then you'll be able to look forward to that from now until September, until it actually happens. And look, if the restrictions change and the lockdown comes back and it has to be pushed till November, that's okay, because you still get to look forward. In your mind, you're like, oh, we'll be eating at our favourite restaurant, or going for a walk on that place that we like to go. And if it's someone who's abroad, it's a friend of yours in Italy or the States, or another country from you, then book it for next February, or some time that is likely or might happen. Okay, so summary. Relationships are super important for us. They make us happy. They help us live happy, healthy, long lives. Go see a friend. Keep the social distance, but go see a friend as soon as you can. And the third thing, put a meeting in your diary with a friend. Let them know about it too, of course, but make that date for the future, because you'll have that relationship strengthened by when you go and see them, but you'll also have the free happiness of looking forward to it as well.